Sincere Naquari.
What's up, family? This is Sincere Naquari. I just have a quick tip on mixing, and it's about the side chain. Side chain can make a world of a difference. So I'm working on this particular track called "Keep Me in the Mood." It will be my next release next this Wednesday coming. I'm doing a promotion right now called New Beat Wednesdays, and every Wednesday I drop a new beat. This one is very different. You're going to see my sample chopping skills at display. Um, you're going to get a lot of this coming year. I'm finding that's one of my strengths, so I'm just going to see how well I can stretch it out. As well, you will be seeing from me an instrumental album this year, probably featuring a lot of the beats will be featuring my chopping skills. So be on the lookout for that. But as we see here, right? Let me go to my setup. What we have going on. What I have is I'm going to play something. You're going to hear. I want you to pay attention to the tambourine, and I want you to pay attention to the snare and the clap. And so that's where I'm trying to get balance and work on. But what I want to do here, I want to make sure that my side chain is turned off. So right now, it is okay. It is on. I'm trying to get my thoughts here together. Okay, so I'm using Live 9. I haven't got the 10 yet. Hopefully, I'll be getting that sometime this year. Um, but I'm working with Live 9, so I'm sure the other Abeltons, I know 10, and maybe the one under 9. I'm sure you can do the same thing. But here in the compressor area, there is ability to do side chaining, and I'm not going to go into how that works because I will have everybody confused how the side chain works. But the concept of the side chain is where you take a signal from another audio, right, and you take that signal and you bring it into a on another stem or track into a compressor, and that when that signal, the other signal hits, it pushes movement in the compressor on the sound that you're now working on. So, for example, I have this drum rack, right, and I'm going to play it. Maybe that'll make more sense. Okay, I lost my audio there. So, as you can hear, I got my drums are all on this. They're going through a bus, but um they can be controlled individually. And let me show you guys on that. Where is it? Okay. See the drum right here, and in Ableton, when you click this little arrow, the down arrow, it will separate your drum sounds, right? And for like quick mixing and mastering, I used to separate everything. Sometimes I still do, depending on what it is. But for time's sake, I just mix them all within and go in and um, send it out as one stem on my drums because it saves so much time. And plus, if artists really um, want them stemmed out if they buy exclusive, I can do that, no problem at all. But in the market of selling beats, typically your average customer they're just buying leases, not exclusives. That's been my experience. Now I have had some exclusives, and tell you the truth, on exclusive buys, even those they have not requested tracked out beats, because if today's technology, if you mix your beats down good, well enough, it's gonna still come out right. And if an artist has a budget where they want tracked out beats, typically that artist is going to spend some money on their product even in the studio, because when you go in the studio with a tracked out beat, you have to have an engineer that's going to remix that track along with those vocals. And so either you are doing it yourself or you have a budget that would allow that. And most artists in the leasing game don't have that budget. So for me, it just kind of makes more sense for the market, or my market, to kind of just put out quality music, still put out quality music, but save time where I could put more beats out. This method is a lot faster. So that's just a side note. But okay, so what I got going on here is let's go back to the other screen. I'm going to my tambourine, right? I'm going to send my tambourine signal into my drum rack. And every time the tambourine makes a sound, I want it to compress my drum rack. And the reason why is because of taste. And because I'm an artist. I'm a beat maker artist. So however my creative mind, right, wants to create a certain sound, that's what we use these tools for. There is no one way to do a beat. There's no one way to make a song. You use these tools to try to create what you hear, what the divine has inspired you. So for me, that particular tambourine, I really wanted to stand out on top of the drums, because I think the tambourine is very significant in the mood of the track. So I'm going to send that signal to my drum rack. So when the tambourine hits, the drum is still there, but the tambourine is on top. You can hear the tambourine still clearly. And it's not a battle between the snare and the clap and the tambourine, because I really think that they're kind of in the same frequency range. And frequencies and EQ, and that's a whole nother thing. But so let me show you what's going on. Let's just hear the tambourine by itself. All right. All right. So we got that. And this is what it sounds like without compression. I mean sidechain. All right, let's go. Okay, not bad, right? But I want a little more clarity. I want it to be a lot more cleaner, and I want it to be more gel, more definition. I'm like, it's like you're looking at a color television, but it's not in HD. I'm going for the HD right here. All right. So this now here it is with compression, side chaining compression. I'm sorry. If you can hear it, it's a lot more detail, a lot more crisp, and more in the pocket. Everything is gelling, right? Let's listen again. Here's without it. You see how the drum is on top right there. Here's with the side chain. See, you really feel that tambo. You know what I'm saying? Tambourine, I'm saying. So this is just a little technique that you can use your side chain. So when you have a sound that you know that you want to kind of be dominant than the other, use side chain, and then whatever sound that you think is competing with the main sound that you want, send that signal, side chain that signal. Basically, let me show you guys again here. Here's my tambourine. All right. There's nothing on this right now. I thought it was some EQ on here. I probably put some EQ on it, but there's nothing on this, right? But then I go to my drum rack, and I have my compressor on here, right? And here under the compressor, it says you got a slot here that says audio from. You will click that button, and a drop box will happen, and you'll see all your choices of where you want the audio to come from to come in. And so for me right here, it says Tambo. I click that, and it's coming in. And you can play with how much of it you want to come in to push down, whatever sound you're trying to push down for that tambourine or whatever your audio is to be, you want more prevalent. You can gauge how much of that you want. On mine, you see here it is at 100% wet. But you can gauge there, but for me, I kind of gauged over here in my ratios, right? I kind of here on my out of it, I kind of just played around with it until I got it to an area where I wanted it to be. But yeah, so that's a quick lesson about side chaining, man, to get your beats nice and clean and crisp, and whatever your vocals or whatever you're working on, man, consider side chaining as a method to clean up your mix. So with that, I'm signing out. This is Sincere Naquari. Please check me out on my beat page, sincerenaquari.com. Please look me up. I have albums out on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, Google Play, all the streaming sites, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you like this, man, and share the news. All right. Peace and love.